Hello. Hello, everybody. Hope everybody's having an absolutely wonderful day so far today. And I mean, only one thing to do other than, and that's to just jump right back into probably getting absolutely destroyed by some of these bosses. Or rather by this one boss in particular. Because they have proven to be quite the challenge. Particularly due to how the combination of just this being a really long run back to the boss from the save point, because we respawn down there every single time. And then this boss only giving us 2 hits regardless of what we do. It does make them a little bit more difficult to actually defeat. So it's one thing at a time, and that is the name of the game. I do remember that just staying out of their way is generally the strategy that seems to work the best. Because that's called how to lose rather quickly. Is if I get stuck kind of like in their way, I tend to be in a pretty bad spot at that point. 1, 2, 3. I remember that they show 1, 2, 3, 4 times before they yeah, if they start teleporting around, they teleport 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one is when they actually are going to attack. I do remember that much. Yeah, I do remember that much being the case. So I can use that to help avoid the enemies or their attacks a little bit. Though, yeah, it also doesn't matter how much health I have because they take out my entire protective coat, which is all the basically health that won't kill me if it gets lost. Hey, Alexander, welcome to the stream. Because, yeah, they take out my entire protective coat on the first hit no matter what. So I only get 2 hits regardless of how much health I have, so there's not much point in using any of my modifier slots to improve how much health I have. Because, yeah, they are a scary boss. Okay, I'm just trying to be as cautious as I can be and just stay out of their way. Yeah, just staying out of their way. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be the one that they attack from. This is going to be the one that they attack from. I want to make sure I have my energy crystal. Ah, shoot. I just fell into the grass or the spikes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because I can dodge past them at least fairly easily. Then 1, 2, 3, 4. That's gonna be their attack. Ah, shoot. Yeah, this is kind of a scary boss fight. I do think that my strategy of kind of trying to jump up and stay out of their way is effective. Yeah, I do think that is effective. But that doesn't make it not a little bit scary. Yeah, it doesn't make it not just a little bit scary at times. Since not just only trying to catch my Hollow Knight Silicon stream's just been hectic lately. I totally get it being hectic. And I mean, probably going to have a Hollow Knight stream next week sometime, I think, is my plan. But yeah, I totally get being hectic. I'm just currently getting slightly trashed by this boss in Memories in Orbit. But yeah, this is not the easiest boss I've ever seen. 1, 2, 3. Because I do also have a dodge that I can use, which will help occasionally. Yeah, the dodging does help occasionally. Okay, I do definitely want to stay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, they're gonna attack. That'll give me at least a moment to get out of their way. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hey, Slumsko, welcome to stream. Also, that was... I definitely mistimed that one. Because that is now all my protective coat just wiped out. 1, 2, 3. They changed how often they attack. Okay. They changed how often they attack. Ah, shoot. Why are you saying you're not going to bully me? You're just going to let me slide. That is... I'm going to say... just not. If it will let me. There we go. But yeah, this boss is kind of tricky. Because yeah. This is, I think, the only boss in this game that I've seen. This is the only boss in this game that I've seen which actually does more than 1 damage per hit. And they seem to be kind of just hard-coded to just deal... or to two-shot me. So I suppose the real question is how many attempts do we think this is going to take? You can kind of maybe see part of their health bar up in the top right corner. I don't know how much of it gets covered by the chat box. Ah, that was not great. Because I did not actually manage to avoid their attack that time. And I'm just trying to stay out of the way of where they're attacking. That's at least my general theory. Okay, that's going to be their actual attack. Okay. Yeah, I can then hit them a little bit. Yeah. I mean, Dolly Parton and Tim Curry. What is with... I do know what happened there. I don't live under a rock, but also that is not something to put into stream chat. Thank you, YouTube. Okay. There we go. But what I'm currently doing is I'm trying to beat this boss in Memories in Orbit, and it is not going particularly well. It's not going particularly well. I don't know if I'm just fighting them wrong. Because if I try to dodge them in the actual arena, if I try to hang out on the floor and dodge them, then the problem I have there is that their attacks are faster than my dodge timing can trigger, because that is actually as fast as I can trigger my dodge timing right there. Well, I mean, 80 is pretty old. Okay. I can at least sort of avoid a lot of their attacks by just getting out of the way of their attack. That does, I think, help a little bit. Though, if I get hit even once, I'm already down my entire health bar. Because what just happened there? Hold on. Did I just like figure out some way to like launch myself? Because normally I only get about that much height out of my hairpin attack. But you guys definitely saw that. I just like absolutely flew way, way high up into the sky. Which is... I've never had that happen before in this game. Granted, this game's sometimes a little bit... There are definitely a couple of bugs in this game. Nothing that really, like, severely impacts the gameplay experience, but this game does occasionally have bugs. I've occasionally respawned on not safe ground. I should have just stayed on the ground and attacked there. I occasionally respawn on not safe ground. I occasionally also get, like, launched in, or, like, have sent enemies flying. And apparently I also sometimes just get launched. Okay. There goes my safe ground to stand on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, they keep changing the timing. Yeah, wonder if that can be used to get past the fight. I'm suspecting probably not, given that I definitely mistimed that. Yeah, I'm guessing it probably can't be used to, like, bypass the fight, or at least much of the fight. 1, 2, 3. I highly doubt that the doorway actually exists until the fight's over. Okay, it does definitely help that while I'm in hairpin mode, like that grapple mode, that I actually have a couple of iframes. That was... I should not have survived that one. Oh, come on. That's just not fair. Where'd my floor go? Okay. Yeah, where'd my... What did they do to the floor? Yeah, what did they do to my floor? They just, like, ate it. I can't say I was expecting that. I mean, that does also answer how long it takes me to beat the fight. Where'd my floor go in that last phase? I can't say I was I cannot say I was expecting the floor to just vanish. Sol. Aw, it went from the last embedders to the last embedder. Now I feel slightly bad. Fine. Go. Go see for yourself. Go see that go see the failure that disgraces us all. Go and learn that sometimes the truth does not yield answers. The floor is optional. To be fair, that is kind of a running theme in this game. That is far from the first boss, or the first, like, time that there's just been, like, no actually solid floor in the entire game. I do get a container with an unknown object. Black Widow. Ooh, that's one of our modifiers that we were missing. A modifier can be installed in the Modify Center. Damage inflicted on enemies temporarily increases while using Striders. Interesting. That does give me more damage if I'm crawling. Yeah, this game has a honestly pretty complete, like, platforming system, and quite a lot of platforming challenges. Bits of data recovered on a dead unit despite its complete shutdown. Because there's areas like the Crucible that are... Actually, there's a lot of areas that are basically a mini Path of Pain. We mapped it from this button to this button. Yeah, there's a lot of sections of this game that are like a mini Path of Pain just tucked all around, which does make it fun, but also makes some of the platforming difficult. Embedding status, pending. New instruction set received. The process must not be disturbed. The process must not be interrupted. The process must be protected at all costs until completion. No visitors are authorized inside the facility for the duration of the event. All intruders will be eliminated. Interesting. But hey, I think we found the way up the elevator that... Yeah, I think we found our way up this elevator, finally. Because I came across that elevator, I don't even know how many hours ago. It was pretty close to the start of the game. I'd say at least 10 or 15 hours ago is when we came across this elevator for the very first time. And we do at least actually have the way past it. Or we found the way to the top. So the last Earthborn is just the bottom of the elevator. I feel like it feels like there should be something else up here other than a little bit of lore and one modifier, given how difficult that boss was, because that was also following up on quite a few attempts from the previous stream. Though I don't see anything else up here. I don't see anything else hanging out. Unless I can go through the ceiling here. I cannot go through the ceiling there. Maybe? Is there something up here? There might be something up here. My instinct of where things are in this game has gotten quite a bit better. Though I suppose I am running around at 0 health. Which is also part of why the edges of the screen have been flashing non-stop. Unknown object. Pick up. Lura's seal. Grants special access to the tuning chamber in Metropolis. Cast away your old shell. Forget your mortal desires. Cut all ties with your past. You are a traveler no more. For now, you give your voice to the vessel. I don't know where to use that item. Also, I think this is the first time that I've actually seen what's inside one of the pearls. Like, I knew that they were previously some sort of humanoid. Because we have gotten one of the endings of the game that kind of revealed that much. Or kind of showed that much, but I think it's the first time I've ever actually seen the inside of a pearl that wasn't completely destroyed. Fascinating. Also, should really go back to a save point, if for no other reason than to get the edges of my screen to stop flashing from 0 health. And also that it will... I suspect that updating my map might come in helpful as well. Yeah, closest save point I know of is the one that we started at. Down in the antechamber off to the right. Because I also kind of want to swap my modifiers back over to the slightly more normal loadout. Since I do have a slightly better set of modifiers for general just wandering around. Given that this game doesn't actually have healing, like, this game doesn't actually have any way to heal damage other than to visit one of a very finite number. Yeah, one of a very finite number of locations. It does mean that I probably want... Okay, I want to slower energy recharge. I want the extra layer of protection. It's one of these. I want gratitude. which gives me one extra layer of protection that actually regenerates, is the big thing. And then enhanced dodge is usually super good for me to have as well. As well as countermeasures. I think that's the loadout I'm going to use for the moment. Because that lets me... No, wait. Instead of... I'm actually going to change my mind slightly. Instead of countermeasures, I'm going to make Necrobasins free and... I don't know. I guess I can have energy recharge quicker when I'm on the ground. Counteracting the slower energy recharge, but still faster in general. Now I just need to figure out where the Lura's seal lets me into. So I have to find the tuning chamber. This whole area over here is considered Metropolis. I'm just not sure. Right, I'm not sure why I was trying to push the button to go down. Or to call the elevator down, given I wrote it down here. I guess just muscle memory from the boss fight. Gosh, it feels so good to actually have more than, like, one. Effectively one protective layer. Yeah, I do still feel slightly bad for defeating one of the two of the embedders. Though, in my defense, it was self-defense. They did attack me. I didn't attack them first. I just walked into their room, and they decided to just attack. Okay, that is a solid ceiling. Because I don't see anywhere obvious. Maybe there. Because I'm just looking at the map and I'm not seeing anywhere obviously, like, blocked off. Or, like, any holes in the map like I had before. So it might be past that door. I don't think I remember seeing the seal mentioned at any point in the past either. So, yeah, I think my best idea is that the way forward is somewhere. It's possibly that doorway. Why am I walking there the long way? Now, why am I walking to the door the long way? I can just take the Overseer network to get around. Overseer's pathways. I think it's fastest to get to that door from this one. Yeah, like why walk all the way around if I can just warp closer? Because there is no actual, like, dash ability in this game either. This game kind of breaks a lot of what I'd consider rules of a Metroidvania. This is not the right pathway. I need to go up again. In that, you don't really have a way to heal. You don't get a dash ability. You do get a double jump ability. And you get, like, other... I suppose Strider is a slight dash ability. But it is still on the more minor side. Okay, this is the door. I'm surprised I figured that out that quickly, given how often I just spend my time wandering around completely lost in this game. Okay, I can stand on the ceiling, but also pristine curio. An ancient artifact supposedly used by travelers in their everyday life. It's a handcrafted note. Though, I need to find my assistant to decode those. And they kind of wandered off. Now, my assistant kind of wandered off at one point to... Honestly, I have no idea where they wandered off to. But they definitely just wandered away. And they're the only ones who can actually read what the curios mean. Or they're the ones who interpret the curios. Because we're robots. How are we supposed to know what the very human-looking travelers on this ship were thinking? Or did with any of the stuff that they picked up? Okay. Yeah, I highly, highly doubt... Hi, She. You're totally not friendly. You're totally evil. Yeah, I highly doubt that our assistant's just hanging out around here anywhere. Though, where they wandered off to is an open question. Because, yeah, they spent most of the game just hanging out in that room. But I think I found them when I was running around over here at one point. Though they also weren't... Because, yeah, they were hanging out somewhere around here at one point, and then they wandered somewhere else. I do keep noticing a door. Yeah, I do keep noticing that there's still a locked door up here. That door still shows locked, but it's not actually locked. Yeah, for some reason, the doors at the bottom still show locked, even though they're not locked. Though, there's also a locked door here that I haven't gone past either. Like, there are only the two locked doors that I've seen. I was definitely not paying attention to where I was walking. I definitely did not pay attention to where I was walking there for a second. I do like how Mel over here is just hanging out, relaxing. We kind of took over everything. I think this door was locked from the other side. This door was locked from the other side, though how to get to the other side is an open question. And I suppose it's entirely possible. I do suppose it's also entirely possible that this game would have made it so you can't actually unlock some of the doors. Though that would be at least a little bit strange. Yeah, it would be at least a little bit strange, because I don't see any holes in the floor up here either. This is one time that I wish the floor was actually optional. I could just fall down and see if there's anything behind the door. Can I just send the elevator down without being on it? I can, but that doesn't actually help. Yeah, that didn't actually help me at all. So some of these elevator shafts have are just like very open. Some of them are definitely blocked off. And I think this is one of the ones that's more on the blocked off side. I don't think there's anything actually in the elevator shaft. Especially given that it's not letting me, like, hairpin. Okay, I can hairpin up here. But there's also not a platform. So I think that is actually just solid. Like, actually some solid ground there. Because, yeah, while I can make it into the elevator shafts... Okay, there is a little bit of collision there. I'm not sure what I stood on for a second. I do want to see if I can maybe figure out how to get past this door. Because I know we're missing... We're not missing a ton of items, but we are missing items. If I check the inventory, we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4 modifiers now, and 4 non-modifiers. This is the only item I know where it is the one on the top row. I don't know where the 2 missing curios, or the last missing, I think these are the embedding recordings, are located. Oh, I suppose we are also missing 2 coding components. And at least 1 more old core, because I didn't get I saw that there was an achievement for find all old cores that we don't have, or that I don't have. I'm not sure why I don't have it. Okay. Apparently we're just finding a damage upgrade on the roof. This game does a very good job of just having things... Husband Leah's room. That is another one of the curios. That is indeed another one of the curios that we were missing. Fascinating. That door just doesn't open at all. But yeah, Memories in Orbit has so many just secrets tucked into like every corner imaginable that I would not be surprised if there's still things hidden in this game that people just have never found. Hi, Ati. I'm not gonna fight you right now. That's the other definitely final boss. Yeah, this game does not mess around when it comes to hiding things. Because, like, so we have this entire area down at the bottom. This entire section over here was locked behind a, like, fairly convoluted quest line. This whole section up top was locked behind a fairly convoluted quest or set of items. And those were not easy things to track down. I'm gonna bring the elevator to this floor. Because there's maybe something hidden. Okay, that part of the ceiling is a lot more solid. I'm still not sure if there's actually a way past this door or not. I suppose it's also possible that there's like a tunnel here that leads left. I suppose it's possible that there's a tunnel that leads left from all the way over on the right, further right side. But yeah. Ati right there is one of our missing items, or they hold one of our missing items, and also the ending of the game that we haven't gotten. So, definitely know exactly where that one is. But that's the only one that I actually know where it is. Overseer's pathways. I'm going to teleport up here. I'm going to check and see if I can find a pathway to that door. Because for all I know, that door could just be permanently locked. I would not put it past Memories in Orbit to have a door that's like that. Where it appears on the map, but... Oh, did I just take out the junk pile in one hit? I totally just took out a junk pile in one hit. That means I'm dealing a lot more damage now than I was previously. Because this is the passageway to the elevator. I mean, either way, we are missing several secret items in addition to these doorways, because we have We're down to 4 missing modifiers and 1 missing curio, 1 missing pearl embedding, 2 missing coding components, a missing old core, and I know where the last pearl is. Yeah, I know where the last pearl is. So that one's a little bit less concerning to be missing. Though I'm still not sure if there's a secret behind that door. About the only indicator that I have for a lot of these secrets. The only indicator the game's given me for a lot of the secrets that exist. This is a new room. Or at least it's not marked on the map. Is like a couple of indicators on the map occasionally. Which I might have already gotten whatever's from in this room. Can't remember. Because this room doesn't look like it has anything else hanging out in it, so I might have run in here at some point in the past. Ah yeah, because I think there was an item hanging out right here. Yeah, the only indicator that this game has that there's missing items is the inventory screen and occasionally like tiny little markers on the map that say, hey, there's a locked door here, or previously, there's a pathway over here that has something that you haven't explored. So I don't see any of those left on the map. Yeah, I'm totally able to just destroy the junk piles in one hit now. I'm not sure if I actually need any more Nocra for anything, so crystallizing it's kind of useless. Because I bought out Mel's shop. I've also bought the really, really expensive 10,000 cost item. Because one of the little robots in this area was just at one point just said, hey, I have something I want to sell you, because that's something that people totally say, right? That we have things to trade, and was like, I'll sell it to you for 10,000. It was not a useful item. It was not a useful item, but it did exist. Yeah, I don't actually see anything leading into this area. So I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to get through that door. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to get through that door, or if it's just an actually permanently locked door somewhere. Just hanging out up there. Right, I need to let my energy regenerate. Hey, at least I have the modifier equipped that lets me see how much energy I'm missing. Because that is, technically speaking, a fully optional thing to be able to see my own health bar. And it costs five whole modifier slots for me to be able to see my health bar. Okay, I don't think I'm supposed to go along the ceiling up there. I don't think I'm supposed to go along the ceiling up there. Given how much the camera kind of just freaked out when I tried to do that. Okay, the other locked door that I saw on the map was all the way down at the bottom. I think the fastest way to get to there would be... I think I drop all the way down through this room, because the Overseer network for the lower half of the map, or like the very lower section of the map, is considered a separate network from the rest of the map. So I have to take one of the elevators up and down. Yeah, camera is just enthusiastic about me going on the ceiling. I should do it more. I mean, half the time when I go on the ceiling to find things, or to just like wander around on the ceiling, I do find things just hanging out up there. So it wouldn't be entirely... It's not entirely unreasonable for me to just crawl along every ceiling I can find in this game. Because whatever the last 4 items, or like the last 6 items I cannot count. 1, 2, 3, 4 modifiers, 1 pearl embedding, 1 curio, and 2 coding components is 8 total items missing. And those are definitely going to be in places that I, like, have been through, and I just missed a secret passageway somewhere. Like, I definitely have been to all the areas, and I've just missed things. Why does this elevator say ow? This elevator is one of the shuttles. The other elevator, I don't want to go to Crucible. I want to go to Vaults. I think it's just some of the decorations on the on the elevator. Or maybe actually it might be the symbol of the pearl. Yeah, it might be one of the symbols of the Huln, who's one of the pearls in the game. I need to loop down here. Also, these like little indicators I left on the map mean that I think there might be something in that section or in that area. So those are also worth double checking. Yeah, navigating this game is a little bit tricky at times. We are technically Dr. Huln's assistant, though I suspect we've been fired from that job for slightly eviscerating our employer's ability to survive. I suspect that things that cause you to get fired would include removing your employer's life. I'm not an expert. Yeah, the map says ow too. Yeah, then it would definitely just be a Dr. Huln thing. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go. Things are slightly falling apart down here. Yeah, I suppose they couldn't fire me. This is a fair point. And we did sign up for a lifetime employment opportunity. And lifetime wouldn't be a very good lifetime. Okay, this one is also locked from the other side, and there is definitely something over there. Because I can see it on the ground. I think it's technically quitting, though. I mean, it's not like they were paying us beforehand, either. So, no downside? No downside that I can see. But I definitely see something on the ground over on the other side of this locked door. It never specified which lifetime. This is true. Also, to be fair, their previous assistant... All we know about their previous assistant is that they had vanished like 30 plus years prior to us accepting the job offer. Never say where they vanished to. Also, yeah, we really do deal a lot more damage after picking up that damage upgrade. So this door, I suspect, is actually possible to get to the backside of. Though, whether or not I have to come in through this area or just this room over to the right somewhere remains to be seen. Yeah, I do very much enjoy how much just I keep just jumping into the goop water. I do very much enjoy how much exploration memories in orbit actually has, though. Since the game is very, very... It's a very well-built world to just let you run around and explore. So, it's not that I have any problems with the exploration. Okay, I want Yeah, I don't see anything in this area, so I'm suspecting it is that I have to come in from the bottom direction. Or all the way over here to the right. I can check over here. Yeah, I can check over there before I spend my time wandering around trying to remember how to actually get to that lower area. I remember it's from the labs. It's through one of the sets of, like, piping I see in the background of the area. I just don't remember which one, because every time I've run over there, I've gotten horribly, extremely, very lost. I don't know why I keep breaking the junk piles. They're not actually useful to me at this point. Okay. Yeah, the junk piles aren't actually useful to me at this point, so I'm not sure why I keep breaking them. I did not realize that spinny saw blade was moving. 1, 2, 3, let my health regenerate. Let the spinny saw blade go the other way. Granted, I'm pretty sure I'm jumping into an area that doesn't actually have solid ground anyways. Yeah, there's a not much over here. I think I'm just gonna warp. I think I'm just gonna warp back to one of the overseers via the highly refined warp method of repeatedly jump in the poison goop water. It is a highly, highly effective way to actually get around in this game. Especially if I just get stuck somewhere random-ish. Yeah, I do not remember how to get to that lower area. Other than it's through one of the sets of piping in this part of the game. I just don't remember which one. It might be... I think it did involve going to this room at the very minimum, though. Then it might have been... It might have been then down through here? Or this one might have taken me all the way to the left. It's somewhere. Because the game doesn't show some of these pathways on the map. Okay, it was. At least part of it was down this way. I found that a lot faster than I thought I would. I found that a lot faster than I expected to. Though I think I might have been incorrect on this being where I needed to go. Given I don't see any pathways around here, just Dr. Holden being a little bit on the creepy side. Yeah, Dr. Holland's definitely a little bit on the creepy side as far as characters go. Yeah, they're a little bit of a freaky character. They also did not like us. They called us. They basically called us a rat and then tried to decommission us as a robot. Yeah, there's definitely something there, though. I'm just not sure how I'd get there. Though this area is also more than a little bit freaky. These hands are also durable. Yeah, the hand enemies down here are on the durable side of things. Which... I don't know, this whole game has some definitely somewhat scarier sections. Hey, at least I have the gratitude modifier so I can heal back that damage I just took. I get precisely 1 damage worth of healing. Only 1 damage worth of healing. I don't think there's anything up there. Yeah, I don't think there was anything up in the ceiling of this room, but that did look at least a little bit suspicious to me. Because I see what looks like a hole in the ceiling. I don't know if that's just me being crazy, though. But that did definitely look like a hole in the ceiling of the area. Though, I don't know if I can actually even get up there. Because I can climb up quite a ways. Like, that looks like it's at the correct height level. And I don't... Like, it looks like it's... Or not the correct height level. Like, correct depth level for it to be somewhere I might be able to access. Though, for all I know, it's accessible from the other side. Yeah, because there's... This game hides its secrets very well. Ah, yes. Two of the hands. Because one of the hands was not scary enough to deal with. Okay. I do at least still get a lot of knocker that I don't think I need for things. Because I didn't actually fully explore this area last time I was down here. I definitely just fell right into the goop water. I didn't fully explore this lower area the last time I made it down here. I kind of like ran... I kind of defeated, I think, one of the hand enemies, and then just like ran to the very end. So it's entirely reasonable that I could have missed... something. Yeah, it's entirely reasonable that I could have missed something somewhere. Okay, that is a tiny bit of technically standable ground along the wall. But there's nothing up that wall. I wonder if there's something up the other wall. We are kind of in... I think this is like more the garbage dump of the spaceship. This at least feels a little bit more like the garbage dump of the ship. Just all the way down here. It is interesting that there was that little hand finger thing that I could stand on off to the right side of this room. That's not something I would have... It's not something I necessarily would have expected. But it definitely... Yeah, that finger up there being standable is a little bit suspicious to me. I don't see anything on the ceiling over here. And I already looked around the backside of the finger and didn't see anything suspicious over here either. I don't know, maybe I'm just looking in an area that I've already gotten all the secrets from. That is entirely a possibility. Yeah, that is entirely a possibility. Though, Is it, yeah. Memories in Orbit does a very... Because, like, there's definitely an item here. I'm just not sure how to get to the backside of that doorway. And it's... Because it's not anything here, it's not anything here, it's not anything here, it's not anything here. I suppose it could, in theory, come all the way from over here. Like from this overseer, and then have to, like, snake left. That... I don't think that would be the case. But that definitely could be the case. I'm going to quickly warp myself back up. I'm going to quickly warp myself back up to the Overseer network via the definitely best warp method possible is to just repeatedly walk, still to just repeatedly walk into danger goop. Because who doesn't like just walking into danger goop? Because, like, I think I can warp to that Overseer. Yeah, I think I can warp to the Overseer, at least. Though... I'm not sure... how to... I'm not sure how to get over there. I don't know, it still feels like I wouldn't have to run all the way from over to the right side. So maybe I'm missing something. Like, this is the last couple... I think this is also, like, the last handful of completion percentage required to actually 100% MIO are these last 8 items, so I'm not entirely surprised by them taking some time and energy to actually track down. Since I think a lot of games are very easy to get to, like, 70-ish% completion, like 70 to 80% completion, and are rather difficult to get the last couple percent. That just from what I've seen of a lot of games. And how they generally balance things. What was that? Hold on, what was that up above me? I saw the indicator show up here. I think it was just the pipe. Yeah, it would have just been the pipes. Because it feels like... Have I been through here? Map says maybe not. Map says maybe I haven't been this way. I don't recognize this platforming section. Yeah, I don't recognize this section of platforming. So I think this might be the... Yeah, Warp Wanderers Atomization Repeatedly Protocol. I think you're not wrong. I do need to make sure I let my health regenerate before I run through the area, otherwise I lose one of my health that doesn't regenerate. Yeah, I almost made it that time. I want to, as soon as the goop finishes, I want to then... There we go. Yeah, I don't think I've been through wherever this is quite yet, at least. Yeah, this whole area over here seems to be a new section. Okay, because now we're on the other side of the wall that was in this arena here. So, yeah, I definitely haven't been over here yet. If I had been, it would have also shown up on the map. Okay. That is the item. That is the item behind the door. Ooh! One of the missing modifiers. After a short delay, the next attack will automatically stun the target. I'm not sure that's actually a useful item, but that is one more small step towards having found everything that's missing. What did I mark on the map here? 'Cause I left a marker on the map. And I do generally trust my markers on the map, or at least an indicator that there's something there. Though whether or not that something is completely useless, some like just completely useless random junk pile, is a entirely separate question. Yes, that is an entirely separate question. It is top left of this room is where I thought I had seen an item of some variety. Yeah, that's where I thought I had seen an item of some variety, was the top left corner of this room. I'm gonna let my health regenerate again. Though I clearly did not get whatever I thought I found, otherwise I would have unmarked it on the map. That is one thing I am very good at doing, is once I find whatever I marked off, or whatever I had marked on the map, and or validated that it's not actually something useful, I am pretty good at actually, like, unmarking it. Though there's definitely more missing items than things I had marked on the map. I have no clue how I survived that. Yeah, I have absolutely no clue how I survived right there. Yeah, very, very complex just pile of stuff. Can I not? Sometimes I can climb up in the background. I'm suspecting it's that piping that I want to take up. I suppose I could try going through here, but I don't think this actually leads me anywhere. Yeah, what's the point of this little room here? I mean, I can see the room below us, but I know what's down there. There might have been an item here at some point, I suppose. I suppose there might... It's entirely possible that there was an item down there in the past. At some point. Yeah, I don't see any ledges I can stand on up here. I can apparently stand on top of the door. Yeah, there's something... I don't know if I've been in that room yet. I like how it considers that a valid respawn point. Yeah, this game's valid respawn, or like valid safe respawn point logic is not the most stable thing I've ever seen. I'm kind of just like looking up at the upper parts of this area, because it's entirely possible I've already gotten whatever I had marked on the map and I just did forget to unmark it, not realizing that it was the same marker. Because, no, we need to be... I need to be up here. Because I want to go a bit further to the right. I'm not sure what I marked on the map. Yeah, I'm not sure what that map marker would have been. So I'm going to unmark it as probably not actually anything. And then... suppose I can explore what that marker is next. Since there's definitely things that I've been missing. But I do have... the one thing I do know is I have every single upgrade ability in the game. I do actually have all the upgrade abilities in the game at this point. I just walked straight into the goop. Yeah, I do know that I have all the upgrade abilities in the game at this point. So we're not missing something solely for missing a upgrade now. Those little robots are actually a little bit tricky to take out. Okay, I think that marker that I have on the map was that pipe. Because that's the only thing I see in that area. And I think if I try to look up through the floor, I won't see stuff like piping. And I have done a pretty thorough, or rather, I thought I had done a pretty thorough job of exploring this area down here, except we had obviously missed this entire pathway right here. Which is maybe a little bit on the embarrassing side. Okay, 1, 2. Yeah, the extra damage is super nice. I don't actually think I care about taking damage right now, because I'm probably going to damage warp back to the respawn point at some point here. Since I don't think there's really anything else left. I think I've already done a pretty good job of having cleared out basically the entire, like, lower area of the game. Given I've wandered through it 5 or 6 times at this point. I've wandered through the lower section of the game 5 or 6 separate times at this point. So it wouldn't surprise me if I'd actually just fully cleared it out already. And yeah, I think I'm just going to warp back up. The absolute 100% greatest method of ever warping that MIO has ever seen. The goop. and the endless, just endless goop. So I do need to get all the way back out of the lower section of the map still. Which does at least take a minute. Or several minutes. Which is... I don't know. I don't actually mind having to take the shuttles back up and around. Yeah, I still want to figure out, I suppose, could there be something in, like, this elevator shaft that takes me to that doorway? That's another idea that I had that I don't think I'd actually considered. Because those elevator shafts, I haven't fully explored this elevator shaft here. That is an opening. There's something there. There is 100% something here. Because I can see it. Can I come in from apartments on the top side, or do I have to? Or is the floor here solid? I think the floor here... Okay, the floor here is not solid. That's new. That's a new secret. There's definitely a crystallized knocker here, but also this puts me way up top on the other side of the map. Which is not an area I've really had a chance to explore yet. Oh, that's a stuffed animal. That is one more of our missing items found. We're down to 3 modifiers. 3 modifiers, 1 pearl recording that I don't know where they are. Yeah, Leho's private quarters. Hey, locked door is no longer locked. Though, oh, and then also 2 coding. I keep forgetting the 2 coding fragments. Honestly, the ones that are going to be the hardest to find would be the 2 coding fragments, because if I really needed to, I could Google the location of the modifier extensions and this item, but I'm missing 2 coding fragments out of the entire game is not something I could look up. And then I know exactly where that is, because that's the Ati boss fight down lower. This one's definitely the Ati boss fight that's located down lower somewhere. Or just down here. I still have a sparkly thing marked on the lower part of the elevator shaft. What did I find? What did I think I saw over there? Because that could be one of our missing items. Yeah, I have it, like, marked. I have that thing marked. What is that thing? It very well could be nothing. But it also very well could be an actual something or another. I suspect I need to access that area from above. Luckily I do have the elevator mostly unlocked, I think. Yeah, I think I have the elevator at least mostly unlocked, which does help out a fair bit. Okay, oh gosh. Did I just one-shot that enemy? Yeah, I think I'm one-shotting a lot of these enemies now that I have the extra damage. Because yeah, I just need to confirm what the sparkly thing is, and I suspect it was probably that junk pile. Which either that junk pile or it's the Nokra Basin. Okay, so yeah, that is definitely a misplaced sparkly thing. Because yeah, I'm guessing it's either the junk pile, the sparkly thing, or Prospero. That little not quite surviving robot right there. Though, of course, I think it's actually fastest for me to climb back out of this area than to try to death warp back to back to my respawn point. Especially because I don't think I actually took a respawn point outside of the lower area. So I'd respawn like all the way back down in probably Vault. Either Vault or Lab. One of the two at least. Yeah. You're pretending to help me, She, but we all know you're secretly not actually happy with what I'm doing. I also need to find where my assistant wandered off to so that they can decode. Apparently, like 1, 2, 3, 4 of the 7 curios I haven't actually had decoded by my assistant yet. But yeah, I'm gonna check that marker that I left on the map also. Beyond that, I think it's gonna be what areas haven't I wandered around in as much that I suspect I And or what areas do I suspect? Yeah, there's definitely an item of some variety tucked into the floor there. I'm just not sure where into the floor they'd be. Yeah, I don't see any way to go to the right there. I'm gonna check one more time that there's not some secret. I should actually let my energy regenerate. Yeah, I don't see a way to go to the right or left in that fan vertical room. But we do have this room here as well. Which, that's one of the pathways in this game that I stumbled into 100% by accident at one point. Because normally you just jump up these two stairs. There's actually a tunnel hidden between them. It's also not a 100% safe tunnel. Though I suppose it's not that actively dangerous. I suppose it's not actually that actively dangerous of a tunnel, but it is still there. Okay, that sparkly thing is just the junk pile. Which leaves me with still missing quite a few items and no real indicators as to where they would be located. So where haven't... I found a lot of stuff in, like, the areas over here, off to the right. Like, not like a small amount. There was a lot of stuff I found over there. Both. Because that's where I found... I think I found, like, 3 missing old cores and, like, 2 missing coding components and, like, 3 or 4 other missing items over to the right last time I ran through there. Which is... I think that would be, like, near... A lot of the stuff was over in... Bell Tower area. I don't think I've really explored around... I don't think I've really thoroughly checked through the whole promenade area. Quite yet, at least. So it's entirely... So I think... Yeah, it's entirely possible I missed something in this area. Because, yeah, finding the last few items... I think it's really just going to involve going through the entire game with a fine-toothed comb, and hopefully we eventually uncover whatever item I'm missing. Oh gosh, it's one of these enemies. It's one of these enemies. That one type of enemy I have yet to actually learn or figure out how to consistently dodge. I'm going to check to the right side. I think I'm going to check like over here, and then I'm going to loop up here, check here, and then... I don't know, maybe there's stuff off to the left. I have something marked on my map as a dot right there. Though, given that it's in an area that I definitely have a just line drawn out towards, I suspect I probably already got whatever that marker is. And what's the second marker I left on the map still? It's showing that I have 2 markers left. Oh, it would be the boss marker for the final boss. It's not really a super important marker for me to have. Yeah, the marker for the final boss is not super important because I kind of know exactly where they are. I just want to complete more of the game before I actually go and find them. That took me a lot further up than I was expecting to go. But I suppose suppose I can just rest at the Overseer up here anyways, to keep myself healed. Oh, because I think this whole area I haven't really double-checked yet either. Yeah, very, very large game with lots and lots of pathways that any number of them have a mystery secret. I don't think I can actually defeat those plants. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the plants are, functionally speaking, invincible. Okay, is there anything down there? There is something off to the right, but I suspect this is just the platforming room that I've already... Because I've already done this platforming challenge. Yeah, I remember going through that platforming challenge at... What point did I do that? I definitely did it, though. I mean, I'm not going to complain about the enemy not wanting to attack me. Complaining about the enemy not wanting to attack me would be very, very silly. Then I get hit by the plant that I definitely forgot respawns. Or awakens? Wakes back up? I don't know. I don't really know what that plant was doing. I think I've already been through... Yeah, I've already been through here as well. And gotten the items up there, I'm pretty sure. Do I recheck? Honestly, actually, I think I might want to recheck some of these areas for whatever item they are, or whatever item they have marked. Yeah, I've definitely been all around this room. I distinctly remember this part of the puzzle. Like, I distinctly remember this part of the area. So I suspect I've been through there. I'm just looking for, like, little side passageways. Or, like, little holes in the wall that I would have missed previously. Because you never know where they'd be. I don't see anything up there. I do see this enemy over here. I'm pretty sure I've already cleared this room as well. Wow, I really do deal a lot of damage now. Now that we've found that last one. Yeah, there's nothing... Yeah, nothing up there. I've definitely been up here as well. Because this is definitely a section that I've been through. I do really like how just quickly I can solve a lot of this game's platforming puzzles now. Granted, I do occasionally still just goof up. But after having gone through Crucible... Yeah, after having gone through Crucible, platforming around this game is a lot easier after just that trial by fire. I do think that that was the most difficult platforming section in the entire game. I do need to watch out for the plants still. Because there could be things... There could be stuff off to the... I'm going to unmark that one because I've gotten whatever that was. There could be stuff over here. There could be stuff up top as well. Though I feel like I've done more exploration of the upper area than the lower section. And I've already cleared this room off to the right. I'm pretty sure I also did a very thorough job of that. Because this also gave me one of the previous damage upgrades. And yeah, I think I've already been through this bit of platforming. Though not in the going upwards direction. Honestly, if I get respawned, I think I'm probably fine with that. Because I've been through a lot of this area already. There's a safe platform. There's a safe platform. And yeah, I don't see... I'm not even seeing any indicators that I missed stuff in this room. I don't even see any indicators that I missed things in this room. So I think it would be reasonable to assume that I probably didn't. That's just the knocker basin. I was about to say, but wait, what's that? That's just the knocker basin. So that's not terribly concerning either. To be missing. So I'm gonna warp back to the save point. Yeah, I am not concerned with keeping my health or keeping track of like not death warping back to respawn points. Because there are the fact that I can also like 3-shot some of these enemies. Hey, thanks for my stream, Alexander. There are a lot of... There really is just a lot of stuff in this area. You know what? Game, fair enough. I took a weird pathway to try to get over to the left. Is that an opening in the ceiling? That's an opening in the ceiling. Junk pile up here. Is there anything else up here? Oh, I think I've already been through this set of tunnels. Yeah, I think I've already done a pretty thorough job of exploring this set of tunnels. Though, there are just endless piles of just things hidden around this game. Yeah, this was just an old core. You know, I think I might just wander over to the final boss and, go say hi. The final boss of the game is not actually probably going to be that difficult, given I've already beaten what I think is the harder of the two endings. And I have more damage upgrades than I had with that, for that ending. See, I'm not particularly concerned. At least, yeah, not particularly concerned. So that is one of the items I'm definitely still missing. That is definitely one of the items I'm still missing is whatever the final boss gives me. Which because we're going to be fighting a boss, I'm going to want to swap around my modifiers for combat. I do like enhanced dodge. Protective overlays. Basically required. Honestly, the sharpened hairpin was surprisingly good. Though I think I do normally like Hands Greed. Perfect stance for the extra damage output. Kinetic Thrust is also pretty good for the damage output. And then quicker recovery is good. And honestly, might as well keep extra energy on the ground. Because this is a pretty... Yeah, this is a pretty good combo. Yeah, I feel like this is a pretty good combo. I just have to then What's the fastest way for me to get from here to the boss fight? Can I have she lift me up far enough? I can. I can indeed have she lift me up far enough to just sneak through this opening. Hello, Ahti. Very well. If my words can't reach you, then maybe my actions will. I'm gonna give this 10 tries? Maybe 15, because we're standing on, I think, ice. Yeah, Ahti, Keeper of the Heart. And also our sibling. Yeah, they are also our sibling. And are presumably the... I think they're the easier of the final bosses in the game. Though they are still a final boss of a difficult game, so... they're not gonna be a... they're not gonna be a pushover. Especially given I don't actually know a lot of their attack patterns yet. Given I think that my first attempt ended in like half a second. So I haven't actually seen a lot of Ahti's attacks here to know how to dodge them. Also, we are in a mode where I could definitely use the dodge ability now. Yeah, there's no reason I couldn't just use the dodge ability. It's not like it's a very fancy ability. It's just I press that button and I dodge an attack. This is a faster run back than... or I think this is a faster run back than the She boss fight run back for the other final boss. Which, you know what, I'll take it. Though this is probably still going to take a number of attempts. Come on, let me just attack them. 1, 2, 3. Okay, maybe kinetic thrust is a little bit less useful than I thought it was going to be. I just took 2 hits from that. I should... realistically speaking, I need to take 0 hits from that. Yeah, realistically, because it's not even like it should be that difficult of a thing to hit. That attack does double damage. Good to know. Okay, because I have a dodge ability. I should really make sure I'm taking advantage of it. I should really make sure I'm actually taking advantage of my dodge ability. Okay, that's not actually terribly problematic. I think I focus when they're doing that zappy stuff more on just dodging than trying to actually deal damage. You know, if I'm gonna be using my hairpin, I think I might want to swap around a couple of my modifiers. I don't spend a lot of time at full health, so perfect state's kind of useless for me, but Wildcat might be a better modifier if I'm going to be using my hairpin to get myself over towards Ahti, because that means I will get some small amount of extra damage to deal. Yeah, that is at least a little bit of extra damage on some of my attacks. Did I have kinetic thrust equipped or not? I don't actually remember if I equipped that one. Or that particular ability. Yeah, I do need to remember to actually use my dodge ability. We are getting there, though. Okay, wake up. You're gonna just dash past me. Yeah, a lot of the attacks that Ati throws out are not actually that terrifying. Though that getting clipped by their attacks is unfortunate. Honestly, Gratitude would give me probably a lot of extra health in this phase. Okay, I want to stay in the air. I need to get better at not taking a hit from that attack of Ati's. Okay, 1, 2. I can at least... Yeah, I am getting at least pretty good at... Yeah, I'm getting better at actually remembering to use my dodge ability on this fight. A lot of the game, it's not the most useful thing, but boss fights, it is an extremely useful ability. Though, Ati teleports around a lot more in this phase. Yeah, they're a lot... Okay, they're a lot harder to hit. Yeah, Ati's a lot harder to hit after the phase transition. Which is... Honestly, I suppose fair enough. Yeah, I suppose that is a fair enough thing. Though I need to figure out when I can actually attack them after they phase transition. Because they don't hit hard. Yeah, they don't hit hard compared to how hard Sol and Vin were hitting. Given that my extra health is actually worth something. Yeah, my extra health actually being worth something means that they're not hitting anywhere near as hard. But also, they are still a boss fight. Also, the fact that Ati's gonna keep throwing out new attacks, like, every attempt, just because that is something that that this game loves to do. That was a very, very terrible start to the fight. Okay, so you're gonna ground slam? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I should really make sure I'm actually using my hairpin to try to get around, because the hairpin attacks also do deal extra damage. Okay. Because I can then deal a bit of... Yeah, I can't like get close enough to Ati to actually deal damage to them. Because like they teleport like crazy. That attack is problematic still. Yeah, the attack where they do the five little spheres of doom in a row. I keep getting clipped by that attack. I think the answer is probably to... I need to figure out which order they're going to fire off in, because if I'm on the opposite side from where they fire off, it's easier for me to dodge, and then I can move across. I wonder if it's the order they spawn in. That's how the game's telegraphed things in the past, at least. Is based off of spawn order. So that would make sense to me. Yeah, Ati's just gonna keep throwing out new attacks like every single time that I'm never gonna be able to figure all of them out. So, no, it's not spawn order. It's not the order they spawn in. So what is the ordering? Okay, 1, 2, 3. I should actually try to remember to hit Ati during that particular phase. I need to avoid that attack. I don't really have any ranged attacks, which makes it a little bit difficult. Though, I don't know, the difficulty is reasonable. I do at least deal a pretty good amount of damage with each of my hits. I need to be more consistent at getting through phase 1 without taking damage, though, and then getting through the phase 2 transition intact. Oh, I could dodge the phase 2 stuff, couldn't I? Or the phase 2 transition attacks, since I'm just trying to move around them. That would likely help. Okay, yeah. Because Ati's not the strongest enemy ever. Okay, they are going to fire off this attack, though. Which, I don't know if I've made it past that attack without taking at least one hit yet. Yeah, so some of these attacks that Ati throws out are problematic. It's like, I can follow them around pretty easily, but also, I don't have that much health. Yeah, I don't have that much health to spare, and a lot of those attacks are... I'm not getting a good telegraph or read off on a lot of the attacks yet. So, like, I'm not picking up on the telegraphs fast enough to get out of the way. And then I need to use my dodge ability more than I have been. I need to use my dodge ability more than I have been. Okay, attempt number, a lot. Because, like, using my hairpin is a pretty good way to give myself, like, a tick of extra damage. Given I pretty specifically... Yeah, that attack is just hard for me to consistently evade. And then I get hit by that attack. Yeah, that attack of Ati's does deal double damage, which is terrifying. So it's going to blast from the right. It's going to blast from the right. I think it's the first time I've done that or dealt with that particular attack without taking extra damage myself. Okay, you're going to... What are you going to do? You're going to do your double damage attack. And then you're going to attack me at close range. That was... I made it to phase 2 several times in a row, and now I'm not even making it to phase 2. It's a little bit... That is a little bit mildly concerning. Though I do suppose this is a... I do suppose this is a difficult boss fight. I'm not sure why I kept putting off, like, even really attempting this boss. I guess I could go find the other two coding components, though I'm not sure that would actually be terribly useful. I'm not sure that actually finding the other two coding components would be terribly useful to me. Just because... Are you going to do that attack again? You are. I think keeping a little bit of distance from Ati is the strategy, just because of that, just so I can get out of the way of that particular attack. Okay, I am getting better at dodging in the earlier or in this phase. Though, these attacks are still kinda scary. Okay, I should not, realistically speaking, I shouldn't have taken a hit there, but I did. Yeah, that double damage attack is endlessly problematic. That should have been a dodge on my part. Yeah, would gratitude make this fight any easier? Like the gratitude modifier? I do have kinetic thrust. Like, I don't know if this is gonna actually help. But I do spend some definitely non-zero parts of this like boss battle standing on the ground. So regenerating 1 health by standing on the ground for like 5 seconds, maybe worth the 40 modifier slots. Yeah, maybe worth 40 modifier slots. To be determined. Yeah, definitely to be determined. So this is a bit of a intro to the fight. Okay, I do want to use my hairpin for the extra damage as possible. Yeah, that attack is still hard for me to dodge consistently. I don't mind Ahti doing the ground slam. Yeah, I'm not getting a long enough time period on the ground for gratitude to kick in. Because I have to, like, jump and dodge over a lot of the attacks. So I'm gonna go with probably not actually worth it. I'm gonna go with probably not actually worth it on gratitude. Because I'm doing too much jumping to avoid things. And each jump I take does reset the heal timer on gratitude. Plus, gratitude's just, like, ridiculously expensive as a modifier. None of these really feel particularly helpful. Maybe countermeasures. I don't think any of these... I don't think any of these are super helpful. I'm gonna keep kinetic thrust just for the extra damage that it gives me. But yeah, the gratitude modifier I don't think is helpful in this fight, because even if I do spend a lot of time on the ground, it's like 3-second intervals and not the 5 seconds I need for it to actually trigger an extra layer of protection. Or an extra, like, protective coat layer. Alright. Next attempt at the boss fight. Keep things going. I know I can definitely beat this boss fight eventually. It's just a slightly tricky boss. You're gonna attack from the right. I'm going to then... At least I only took 1 hit that time. Oh, dodging those attacks also counts as a dodge for countermeasures. That is actually really good to know. That... I should have hit my dodge button there. Because, yeah, I can dodge surprisingly well if I know what attack I'm getting hit by. Though, yeah, the circle's attack is difficult. And then I'm going to get hit twice there because I goofed up. This is definitely a difficult boss. I definitely can't discount this boss's just overall difficulty. Because, yeah, their attacks are hard to dodge. But the one that really is giving me the most trouble right now is the five little balls of doom that they launch out in the semicircle. Like the 5 little projectiles of doom. That is, I think, the most problematic attack I have that I can't quite figure out how to deal with. Okay, because I can dodge them. I can still dodge pretty well. Honestly, I just think learning the dodge timings instead of trying to jump over everything will save me a significant amount of effort. Because then I can... Did my dodge not work on that attack? That's problematic. It's like my hairpin also gives me a chance. Or a dodge chance. Okay, I'm not making it through the first phase with very much health. Which is... honestly, I think my biggest problem. And then, I hadn't seen that attack before. But thank you, Ati, for just always having more attacks to throw out. You do 2 in this phase. Oh, the target shows me which one is going to attack next, because it's wherever Ati counts as being. And wherever Ati counts as being is where the next attack comes from. So I think countermeasures is a lot more useful than I thought it would be. Because I can get, like, a couple of hits off occasionally. Yeah, Ati just standing in the middle is always a problem. I do need to make sure I get off the ground fast enough, though. Because if I spend too much time on the ground on that phase, I take a hit. But I made it I think I made it a reasonably long ways, given how little health I had going into phase 2. Yeah, given how little health I had going into phase 2, and the fact that I'm learning the dodge timings, I'm learning the attack telegraphs and tells to be able to avoid getting hit. And this is a pretty legit boss fight, though. Okay, I definitely should have gotten hit there. But yeah, I'm definitely learning. I should have hit my dodge like a split second earlier there. I should have hit my dodge like a split second earlier than I did. Okay, what are you gonna do? You're gonna do that attack, and you're gonna swing at me. You're gonna ground slam. There we go. Okay, I'm definitely getting better at the boss fight. Though still is a tricky boss. Okay, where are you gonna show up? You're gonna then show up over here, and that gives me a chance to hit you. 1, 2, 3. Right, you do two ground slams in phase 2. And you're gonna do it from that side also. Ah. I hadn't seen you do that attack pattern before. Okay. I didn't dodge. Yeah, I didn't dodge successfully, but I am getting the dodge timings for a lot of these attacks worked out well enough. Oh, I thought you did 2 there. I definitely missed that dodge. Okay, that's going to have Ati spawn. 1, 2. I don't know if they have a second health bar. Most bosses don't. I want to go right side first. And then dodge, dodge. Because I am actually making it. We're doing quite a lot of damage to Ati now that I've figured out even just a couple of their attack patterns. You're going to do 1, 2, 3. You do 3 sometimes. Why do you sometimes do 3? Okay, you have a new attack. Maybe not? I think that might have been a success? Questionable? Questionable success, given I think that we just triggered a tremor by winning the fight. Yeah, I think we might have just triggered a tremor. I'm not sure what's happening. Huh. That's honestly a very unique end to the fight, having to battle through the tremor. Reap the Spine's voice. Yeah, having to battle through the tremor and making that like one last really, really weak attack. That's actually a pretty fun boss fight, though, also. Nodin the Spine. We have recovered all the pearls now. Though we aren't necessarily, having a great amount of health right now. Where are we? Oh, this is the same general location as the previous. Yeah, this is the same location as the previous ending, I think, except it's just us, and it's not us plus Ati. Or I guess Ati carrying us down to the heart. Who seems to be does seem to be like the engine / power source of the ship. And doesn't seem to necessarily be doing the greatest job of surviving long term. It's kind of like the heart here is kind of not in great shape, given that the pearls are supposed to be, yeah, Clea, heart of the vessel. Yeah, given that the pearls are supposed to be like just round eyeball looking things. That does make this a little bit interesting. It does make this a little bit interesting. I do feel kind of bad with them. So, I mean, our entire mission is to help the heart. I presumably survive.
It's too heavy.
I mean, yeah, you're launching an entire spaceship. Or you're powering an entire spaceship.
Carry her anymore.
Because this ending, I'm suspecting, is going to be different from the other ending we've gotten in the past. The ending we got to in the past. Aww.
As far as I take us.
Yeah, the other ending we've made it to in the past. Yeah, you could see the actual Pearl, the human, in the middle there. Or, I guess the Traveler is what they call themselves now. They look like humans.
Is that you?
But we are...
I can hear your voice. I can hear everyone's voices.
Aw. I mean, I suppose we do have everybody.
Their help for me, didn't you?
Yeah, because that's the eyeball part of the Pearl.
You always were the dependable one. Never
So the question is...
anything in return.
Yeah, the question is, what does this ending give us?
My side. I think I can hold on. I won't let this world go. Not yet.
Hey, at least... I think, is this ending us just re-empowering the heart to keep their mission going? Instead of giving them where they need to ultimately wind up? This game does have a very, very good art style. Like, it is a very, very pretty game. And some of the effects that the game throws out are, like, very much a standout, like, effect style.
You
Aw.
went far and beyond your initial functions.
I don't think we survive either ending. Because I don't think we survived here, and we definitely didn't survive the other one.
Your memories show how difficult it was.
We got placed up in the observatory by...
Brave you were.
And we even have our own candles and stuff. This is actually, like, very...
The people
Aw. Smell and
you made.
the helper and... Not Tomo, it's the other one, and then she. Oh, and Tomo's, I think, also maybe there.
Did you have to pay the price for our past?
Samsk. Samsk's the other name. Samsk and Tomo.
But your spark, however tiny, is what holds us
I mean, hey,
all together.
we did... I think... I always forget how big the ship actually is.
No more. And it is thanks to you.
Because, yeah, you've got the heart at the bottom there, who's, like, the power source for the entire ship, I think. As we just
MIO.
continue floating through space. And we just continue slowly floating through space because the coordinates to the one...
The one with the vessel.
The coordinates to the one place that could actually save us got stolen, and then we recovered it, but we didn't use them this time? I don't know. We shall see. Also, my face tracking is lagging, but it's not my computer. It's like the actual face tracking on the phone is like being really laggy right now. I don't know why. I don't know. So sometimes it does that. Apple's AR kit is not the most consistent face tracking system. Actually, it's very good at face tracking, but it sometimes loses your face if for no real reason. Yeah, that's that gives me both endings of the game, and I think all the optional bosses as well. Which is just a very, very, very good game. Because very good art style, very good music. Combat was not super complicated, but did have enough depth and variety to it to still be fun / entertaining. Which does help. And then the movement mechanics in this game were, I think, some of the best movement mechanics I've ever, seen? Seen in the game. Because I had the ability, because, like, lots of very unique abilities that all actually, like, stack together, work off the same energy meter, and, like, actually work together to make the movement very, very fun. With the little mini platforming challenges of increasing difficulty throughout the game to kind of, like, check your knowledge, I suppose would be the best way to put it. Yeah, I'd say, like, checking your the stuff to check your knowledge as you go makes the game, or made the movement very, very, very in-depth, very well developed, and very well put together in general. And then, even if I never got, like, a dash ability or whatnot for moving around in boss fights, didn't ever really matter that much, because the other abilities, the hairpin and the dodge abilities, worked very well. And I'm still just... This game is still, like, just so, like, good enough that it's, like, completely... I'm kind of at a loss for words for describing how much I enjoyed this game. Between kind of just everything. Yeah, between everything it throws out there. The music, the art style, that like kind of like hand-painted, hand-drawn art style. So some of the effects that the game throws out were also, like, super standout, unique, which I absolutely loved. I absolutely loved some of that. But yeah. Yeah. Very... I don't really have much, like, many things that I didn't enjoy in the game. Because, like, yeah, the combat was a little bit simple, but it also used the combat. It did a couple of weird things, like no dash ability. Cool. It was balanced around that. It was also balanced around the, like, lack of healing ability in outside, like, very specific locations. Which is... I thought initially that not being able to heal might rub me the wrong way a little bit. Because it is a... Like, not being able to heal is something I'd consider generally somewhat problematic. A lot of games that have no proper way to healing in a flexible location, like, flexibly, tend to be very poorly balanced, but this game did actually balance around that quite well. Like, they balanced around that very well, and it wasn't actively a problem, I feel. Like, it did make a couple of things challenging. And, like, the Vin and Sol boss fight, I think, was probably the most difficult due to the run back length being so long relative to the difficulty, but putting a little bit of thought into my modifiers and how to just survive the boss fight, I beat it, I think, fairly well. Like, it was not an absurdly difficult boss fight, all things considered. It was still difficult. The final She boss fight for the second of the two endings was also pretty... Actually, both the final bosses, both Ati and She, were pretty legit final bosses also. That definitely gave a fair bit of a challenge. Both in different ways. Ati was more of a, like, reaction dodge type challenge, she was more of a learn all the attacks that they would throw out so you could know what to do type challenge. Both of which are very well put together, though. And I absolutely loved how many secrets the game just had tucked into every corner of the entire game. From little things tucked in, like everything from little secrets tucked in, like every area for items or crystallized nacre or modifiers or health upgrades or any of that stuff, all the way to all the things that got unlocked by exploring. The whole, like, side quest to get to the Crucible and through the Crucible was super, super unique. Yeah, that was a super unique, like, side quest also. But yeah, this is, I think, one of my favorite games I've played in recent times. So it did a very, very, very good job of being put together. And it's such a shame that the studio didn't make enough money back from the game and kind of had to close down after releasing it. Because I would have very much liked to see what else the studio came out with, but I guess I'll just have to see where the different developers go and what they put together in the future, even if they're not under the studio anymore. But yeah, I greatly enjoyed this game. I also know it's also, like, going to be a short stream day because I've beat the final bosses and everything. But I'm going to call today's stream here because we finished the game with not 100% completion, but near 100% completion. I might come back and actually 100% complete it at some point. But yeah. Yeah, very good game. Thanks for, yeah. So yeah, gonna call the stream here. Thanks for stopping by, everybody. Hope you had a good time. Like, comment, subscribe, all the fun things so that YouTube doesn't keep me banished to the shadow realm that it likes to banish me to constantly because it thinks I'm an AI because I'm a VTuber. Therefore, I am an AI because I don't have a real human face that I show in all my videos. That's how the YouTube AI thinks. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching, and have an absolutely fantastic, wonderful rest of your day. Bye-bye.